I had a bit of a failure today. It turned out I had 2 exams, and Kate had one yesterday and one today. So you'll meet her next week when we both have found out we failed these, but they're done. So this is a surprise freebie because I had to think of something to talk about. I'm not very good at that. So I thought I would tell you more about me. It's interesting, isn't it? More specifically, the kind of things that have influenced me and probably turned me into this interesting type person. So I'm going to start off by giving you a tour of my room. It's tiny, so yeah. Let's have a look. We've got space. Yes, I have a lot of space-based things, in fact, in my room. I have over here, and this all comes from when I was very little, wanting to be an astronaut, or a scientist, or something. And when I was about 10, I went to America and I got to see a spaceship launch, and it was really cool. But unfortunately, I didn't do so well in my physics when I was at college, so I picked a different subject, which is philosophy and theology. I have a lot of things based on that as well in my room. I have pretty Bible quotes, another pretty Bible quote up here. Up there, if you can see it, is a reproduction painting print thingy of the philosophy school painting in the Vatican from when I went. You may have also noticed things that are hardly more important to me than my subject. I have a wall of love, that would be Wally, and pictures from Terry Pratchett and pictures of churches. On this side, Ubik, which is by Philip K. Dick, who I will get on to shortly, and Star Wars. And then on the other side of my room, yep, vintage Marvel postcards. So they're the kind of things that I'm into and stuff. And why am I telling you this? Well, the reason I do my subject is primarily because of science fiction. Weird link, but there you go. Particularly the author Philip K. Dick, who I have a whole bookshelf full, but you can't see it 'cause it's behind a pile of X-Men comics. Because his works are quite philosophical, and a lot of them are very interesting. You should read them. As for the Marvel things, when I was a kid, I was not particularly popular. I had friends, mainly boys, and I read all the time. But to the point where my amazing Year 4 teacher, I finished the reading scheme very early, went out and got me books off his own accord, leading to me being 9 when I read Lord of the Rings in an attempt to try and slow me down. It didn't work. It was an awesome book though. So yeah, I read a lot, and one of the things I read a lot when I was little was comic books, and stereotypical as it may be, because it kind of is, X-Men is kind of good for the nerdy, not really fitting in type, because most of the characters are the nerdy, not fitting in type. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that, but yeah, so that's the kind of thing that I do and I like. What else? I roleplay. I've just started doing that and doing it more, and it's fun because yeah, I'm quite a creative person. It's a nice little outlet that doesn't require too much time going into it. What else can I tell you? I can tell about my house, Mordor. Yes, that's its name. And its inhabitants. You will meet Kay next week. I will leave that as a surprise. I have 4 other housemates, all girls, which I didn't think was a good idea at first, but I do now. And my room is the tiniest. It's the only one with a single bed. What else? What do I do? Well, I do philosophy and theology. What exactly is that? I write 12 essays a term. The terms are 8 weeks long. That's a lot of writing. I've got one due tomorrow. Ethics this term, which is like, what are rights? Is it moral to do this? That kind of thing. And the development of doctrine in the church up to 451 AD, I think is the other one, which is really cool. It's all about monks going around and being like, yeah, my opinion's right, and it's quite cool. What else? Yeah, that's the boring side of my life here. I spend a lot more time doing light entertainment, which is a pantomime-based thing, which for you Americans is people running around cross-dressed and doing comedy and being a bit mad. It's brilliant fun. We're doing Batman, the pantomime this time, which has so many bad puns and it's glorious. What else can I tell you to fill up the space of freebie that I've ended up with? Probably the fact that my housemates all find it hilarious that I'm asexual because, not because the actual thing is funny, but because Kate, who you will meet, is very opposite of this, and yet we manage to have lots to discuss and get on, and it's funny. And also, dirty jokes are always twice as funny when made by somebody who, you know, very rarely said has no interest in it. Yes, look, see, I linked it to the topic of the blog and stuff because I'm cool. I'm going to give you a shot of my bookshelf because I can't, and then I'm going to. It's only little, but as you can see, vital part of my room. Anyway, that's me done for this week. I will return organised and non-exam based next week.